Imagine a single window lit in a tall building on Wall Street. The year is 1929. Outside, the world is celebrating an era of permanent prosperity. The markets are at record highs. The shoeshine boys are giving stock tips. And the phrase, "new era," is on everyone's lips. But inside that room, the telegrams are silent. The exits are being quietly marked. History is often loudest right before it shatters. Today, in 2026, the humming of the digital servers has replaced the clicking of the telegraph. But the atmosphere is hauntingly familiar. We are standing in the shadow of a giant. A centennial mirror reflecting the same patterns of hubris, debt, and the quiet migration of real wealth. Silence is the sound of the final echo. Welcome back to the Silent Vault. Today, we look into the mirror of 1929 and see our own future. We are students of the 100-year cycle. It is the natural lifespan of a global monetary order. From the sunset of the Dutch guilder in the 1700s to the eclipse of the British pound in the early 20th century, the script never changes. Every empire reaches a point where it can no longer produce enough value to pay the interest on its past. It begins to borrow from the future to pay for the present. In the late 1920s, that leverage was built on margin calls and paper certificates. In 2026, it is built on trillions of digital dollars. A mountain of debt so high that even a slight breeze of reality can cause an avalanche. History rhymes in the language of debasement. When the debt-to-GDP ratio crosses the point of no return, the central planners have only two choices: total collapse or the quiet destruction of the currency through inflation. In 1929, they chose the former, leading to the Great Depression. Today, they are choosing both. Let us look deeper into the mirror. In 1933, to save the system, the American government did the unthinkable. They criminalized the private ownership of gold. Executive Order 6102 was the ultimate weaponization of law against the observer. A desperate grab for the only real asset that stood outside their failing paper system. Fast forward to 2026. They no longer need a knock on your door to take your wealth. They have the digital ledger. As we transition into central bank digital currencies, the CBDCs, the mirror becomes clear. The gold ban of 1933 has evolved into the programmable money of today. Back then, they wanted your gold to back their debt. Today, they want your digital compliance to sustain their control. The Great Reset is not a conspiracy. It is the modern version of the 1933 confiscation. They are locking the exits of the burning building, while the elites have already jumped through the back window with their physical bars. We observe a terrifying symmetry. Then, it was the collapse of the gold standard. Now, it is the collapse of the dollar standard. Then, it was physical breadlines. Now, it is digital inflation that erodes the bread you already bought. While the world stares at the fire, the wise look for the water. In the 1929 crash, gold was the sovereign protector. But there was a secondary shield, often forgotten by history: silver. In 2026, silver has become the final arc. It is the most undervalued asset in the history of human civilization. Unlike gold, which is hoarded by central banks, silver is being consumed by the very technology that seeks to enslave us. From the solar panels that power the new grid to the chips that run the AI. Silver is the metal of the future, yet it is priced like a relic of the past. The mirror shows us that in every crisis, the people's money, silver, returns to its historical ratio. If gold is the fortress of the king, silver is the armor of the observer. As the paper system fragments, the physical shortage of silver is becoming the silent crisis the media refuses to cover. They want you distracted by crypto volatility and stock market memes. while the physical vaults of the COMEX are being drained to zero. The mirror does not lie. It only warns. 1929 was not just a market crash, it was a societal transformation. It changed the relationship between the individual and the state forever. 2026 is that same threshold. We are at the end of the 100-year credit expansion. You cannot fix a debt problem with more debt. And you cannot fix a trust problem with more lies. The transition is inevitable. The only thing that is not certain is where you will be standing when the glass finally breaks. Do not wait for the headlines to tell you the truth. By the time it's in the news, the vault is already locked. The world is loud, the truth is quiet, history rhymes. But the question remains. Will you be ready when the music stops? Exit the system, enter the vault.